All right, welcome back to part 2 of pre-calc review for final. Number 16, we have a rational expression here. So what you want to do is factor first. When you factor then, you're going to notice that your factors of x plus 3 cancel out, and you're going to be left with x plus 3 over x minus 3. On number 17, you want to find the indicated term. In this case, we're trying to find p sub 30. Well, I need to figure out what my d is. So I started with 7. That's my t sub 1. I don't know t sub 2, 3, 4, 5, but I know my sixth one is 23. So what I did was I went up by d, 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 and I would have had to add d 5 times. That's where that 5d comes from. So 7 plus 5d equals 23. If you solve for d, it doesn't turn out to be a nice pretty number. It's 16 over 5, but we can handle that. So the 30th term is going to be your first term plus n minus 1 times d. And you don't quite get 100, you get 499 over 5. If you wrote 99.8, that is equivalent. On this one, we have a series. It means that we're going to be adding them up and getting a sum. They tell us our first and our last term, and they want to know the sum of those 12 terms. So 12 times your first plus your last, all over 2, and you get 96. You want to write this using sigma. The biggest mistake I see here people make is, hey, it's going up by 2, so it must be x plus 2. That doesn't work. Think of that as 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5. That going up by 2 is like a slope. And you started with 1, you ended with 5. So it's going to be the sum from x equals 1 to 5 of 2x. Coterminal. You're going to add 360 degrees or subtract 360 degrees. So 130 degrees plus 490, or 130 degrees plus 360 gives me 490. 130 minus 360 gives me negative 230. If I'd wanted to, I could have just added another 360 to that 490. There's an infinite number of solutions here. To convert to radians, you're going to multiply by pi over 180. So I got 5 pi over 3. Pi over 3. This one doesn't come out to be a nice pretty number. It's 43 pi over 36. On 22, we want to find the exact measurement. Well, negative 60 degrees is actually, the coterminal angle is 300. So I went and I looked on my unit circle and I got the y coordinate for 300 degrees, which is negative radical 3 over 2. And the positive, or the x coordinate for that is positive 1/2. On 23, what is the equation used to find the asymptotes? Plus or minus pi over 2b. I didn't put any examples down there because I'm assuming that you guys can plug the b in there. The plus or minus, you're going to get 2 of them. What's the equation to find the period? Pi over b. And that makes sense because there would be one period between 2 asymptotes, so they're cutting those asymptotes in half. Write an equation of a parabola with a vertex at the origin. So I actually started by sketching my vertex right there. The focus is at 2, 0. Well, 2, 0 would be right there. And the parabola, or the focus, has to be inside the parabola. So I automatically knew that this had to be a sideways one, and it's going to be opening to the right, so that number in front is going to be positive. My A is 2. So if I took Then you look at that formula, I think it's 1 over 4a. 1 over 4 times 2 gives me 8. And then, so the equation is just going to be x equals 1/8 y squared. Number 26, you need to simplify. Well, the first thing I did was I rewrote things in terms of sine and cosine. My sines cancel, and I had 1 over cosine theta. Well, 1 over cosine theta is really secant theta. 27, what is the degree measurement? Look on your unit circle and just find where your y coordinate is 1/2. 28, that's a proportion. I want to cross multiply. So 5 times 2x plus 1 is 10x minus 5. I went ahead and just distributed. X minus 1 times 2, I got 2x minus 2. Subtracted 2x from both sides, subtracted 5, divide by 8, and I got x equals -7/8. Oh, look at that. We are done. Hope you enjoy. Good luck on your final.